Just minutes ago, reports began flooding in across international news networks, claiming that Israel has carried out a major strike inside Iran, targeting what intelligence sources describe as a key Iranian Air Force command facility. At first, the information was chaotic. Videos appeared online showing explosions lighting up the night sky over Tehran, sirens echoed through the streets, emergency vehicles rushed toward military compounds. Within minutes, social media inside Iran was filled with shaky phone recordings showing thick smoke rising above the capital. But as analysts began piecing together the information, a disturbing possibility emerged. This may not have been a simple airstrike. This may have been a highly coordinated operation designed to cripple a major part of Iran's military command structure. And if that is true, the consequences could reshape the balance of power across the entire Middle East. Because when two of the region's most powerful military forces begin striking each other directly, the risk of a wider war increases dramatically. Tonight, we break down what happened, why it happened, and what could come next, because the situation is evolving rapidly, and the next moves by both Israel and Iran could determine whether this remains a limited military exchange or escalates into something far more dangerous. To understand the significance of this moment, we need to begin with the explosions themselves. Shortly after midnight local time, residents across several districts of Tehran reported hearing a series of loud blasts. Witnesses described bright flashes followed by powerful shockwaves that rattled buildings and set off car alarms across the city. Initial speculation suggested the possibility of an industrial accident or internal explosion. But within minutes, Iranian security forces began sealing off several areas around key government and military compounds. That's when analysts started connecting the dots. Several of the reported blast locations were situated near facilities linked to Iran's military aviation infrastructure, including command offices responsible for coordinating aircraft operations and air defense systems. If those reports are accurate, the target may have been a central command node responsible for managing Iran's Air Force activity across the region. And that would represent a very significant target. Command centers are the brain of any military system. They coordinate radar networks, track incoming threats, manage aircraft deployments, and relay orders between military units. Disrupting such a facility, even temporarily, can create confusion across the entire defense network. That confusion can delay responses to incoming attacks, and in military strategy, even a short delay can be critical. Israeli military doctrine has long focused on achieving exactly that kind of disruption. For decades, Israel has relied on rapid, precise strikes designed to disable key infrastructure before an adversary can fully react. In the past, similar strategies were used in operations targeting nuclear facilities, missile depots, and command posts across the region. The logic behind these operations is straightforward. By striking the systems that coordinate military forces, you reduce the enemy's ability to respond effectively. But striking inside Iran itself carries enormous risks. Iran is not a small regional player. It possesses one of the largest missile arsenals in the Middle East, along with a growing fleet of drones capable of striking targets hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away. It also maintains strong relations with armed groups across the region, groups such as Hezbollah in Lebanon, various militias in Iraq, and other allied organizations could potentially become involved if tensions escalate further. This network of alliances is often referred to by analysts as Iran's axis of resistance, and it means that any direct conflict between Israel and Iran has the potential to spread far beyond their borders. Which is exactly why moments like this are so dangerous. When one side launches a high-profile strike, the other side faces enormous pressure to respond. If the response is too weak, it can appear as a sign of vulnerability. But if the response is too strong, it risks triggering an even larger confrontation. This delicate balance has defined the relationship between Israel and Iran for many years. For most of that time, the conflict remained largely in the shadows. Covert cyber operations, sabotage missions, assassinations of key scientists or military figures, small, deniable attacks that allowed both sides to avoid full-scale war. But over the past few years, that shadow war has increasingly moved into the open. Airstrikes have become more frequent, missile launches have been exchanged, and both countries have openly accused each other of direct aggression. This shift reflects a broader transformation in regional geopolitics. The Middle East is undergoing a major realignment of power. New alliances are forming, old rivalries are intensifying, and the competition between regional powers is becoming more visible. Israel views Iran's growing missile and nuclear capabilities as an existential threat. Iran views Israel's military operations and alliances as attempts to contain its influence. When these two perspectives collide, the result is a cycle of escalation. Each side believes it is acting defensively. Each side believes it must deter the other. And that cycle can quickly spiral beyond the intentions of either government. Right now, military analysts around the world are examining satellite images and radar data to determine exactly what was hit during the reported streak. Damage assessments take time. Some facilities may appear intact from above, while critical underground systems have been destroyed. Other times, early reports exaggerate the scale of an attack. Until clearer information emerges, much of the global response will remain cautious. But the geopolitical implications are already being discussed. If Israel successfully struck a major Air Force command center, it would represent a significant demonstration of its ability to operate deep inside Iranian territory. Such an operation would likely require advanced intelligence, careful planning, and possibly multiple layers of military technology. Electronic warfare systems may have been used to disrupt Iranian radar. Stealth aircraft or long-range missiles may have been involved. Cyber operations could also have played a role in weakening defensive networks before the strike occurred. All of these possibilities highlight how modern warfare has evolved. Battles are no longer fought with tanks and soldiers. They involve satellites, algorithms, cyber attacks, and precision-guided weapons capable of hitting targets thousands of kilometers away. In this environment, the first moments of a conflict often determine its trajectory, and that is why the next few hours could be critical. Iranian leadership now faces a difficult decision. How do they respond? A limited retaliation might aim to restore deterrence without escalating too far, but a major counterattack could trigger a rapid chain reaction of military responses across the region. Meanwhile, global powers are watching closely. The United States has historically been one of Israel's strongest allies and maintains significant military presence throughout the Middle East. Russia and China, on the other hand, maintain strategic relations with Iran and have often criticized Israeli military operations. If the situation escalates dramatically, diplomatic pressure from these global actors could play an important role in preventing a broader conflict. But diplomacy moves slower than military action, and in moments of crisis, decisions can be made very quickly. Which brings us back to the central question. Was this strike a limited tactical operation, or is it the opening move in a much larger confrontation? At the moment, nobody outside the inner circles of military leadership truly knows.